All right, you guys, welcome back to the DM and Friends. I am DM Angelo, and I'm going to continue my series on how to be a better dungeon master. And today I want to talk about something that is very old school, very simple, and incredibly effective in your campaign, and that is random rumors. More specifically, creating tables and actually using them in your game. I'll be honest here. Most DMs either don't use rumors at all, or they do it once in a while and don't really understand why they work. So let's fix that. So first thing, rumors are not plot summaries. They're not quest handouts. They're not exposition dumps. And they're definitely not, here's what the party should do next. Okay, a rumor is information of unknown reliability. Okay, and that's it. It might be true, it might be half true, or it might be flat out wrong. And that's uncertainty. And that's the entire point of a rumor. In old school play, players are supposed to make decisions based on imperfect information. They don't know what's behind every door, and they don't know which dungeon is balanced, and they don't know who's lying. Rumors create player choice, player agency, and player paranoia, the good kind. And when players act on rumors, they own the consequences. And that's real old school play. So here's the mistake I see constantly, and the DM only gives true rumors. That kills the entire system. If every rumor is accurate, players stop questioning anything. If every rumor leads to something useful, it becomes a checklist. And rumors need noise, they need distortion, and they need human error. And, because people lie, people exaggerate, people repeat things wrong. Your world should do the same, guys. So you don't need. So here's my formula right here. You don't need anything fancy. Seriously, like start with 10 rumors, okay, and that's it. Break them down like this: 3 of them are true, 3 of them are mostly true but flawed in some way. 2 of them are outdated, and 2 are completely false. That ratio, I think, works really, really well. I mean, it has for me. So write them as something a person would say, not as a DM note. Not there's a list behind the ruins, the ruins, but they say something down there never sleeps, and the rats avoid the place, something like that, kind of give it some dialogue or something. That's a rumor. So the other thing is tie rumors to real people if you can. A lot of times they go in a tavern and they talk to somebody there, and the rumor comes out, and use it as dialogue. And rumors don't come from the void, right? They don't just pop up out of a magic video game style thing. They come from innkeepers, caravan guards, drunk farmers, failed adventurers, priests with agendas. That's a really good hook to throw in there. When you give a rumor, attach a source, even loosely. Um, a mercenary swore, blah 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 blah. Talking to this other person. A priest warned, blah 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 blah. Now the players aren't just judging the rumor at that point; they're judging the speaker. So the validity of that really becomes a question. That adds depth with zero extra prep. So when to use a rumors table? Yeah, so rumors work best when the party's idle, the party is choosing between options. The party asks, "What do we hear?" I'm in the tavern. What do we hear? You hear that. I mean, that's a common question by players. Or the party enters a town. Between any kind of adventure. You don't need to force rumors. You can let them surface naturally, but be prepared for that. And yes, sometimes you roll randomly. I mean, like I'm saying, create that table, roll randomly on it. Sometimes you'll pick one that fits the moment. Be flexible there. I like to randomly roll them. Sure, if there's a certain, maybe it's a one shot, I'll throw it in there if they ask, and it's a very specific rumor that would lead to X, Y, or Z. I mean, one-shot play is a little different, but I'm talking about campaign play right now. But both are fine. So let players act on bad information. This is a hard part for some DMs, I think. And if players act on a bad rumor, just roll with it. Let it play out. Don't rescue them. Don't correct it immediately. Don't say, well, actually, let them discover the truth the hard way. Sometimes that's a lot of fun, and it also teaches them that, not every rumor is true, let them discover the truth that way. And that's how the world's going to end up feeling real. Your world will feel real and your gameplay will feel real. And that's the thing. Players will remember bad rumors far longer than the good ones. So recycling and evolving rumors. This is a topic I want to talk. So rumors aren't one and done. A false rumor can turn out to be potentially true later. Be corrected by a new rumor. Get worse as it's kind of spreads. A true rumor can become exaggerated. This makes the world feel like it's breathing, and you didn't even write a plot. You just reacted. So here's the dirty secret that I have. So rumor tables are gonna reduce prep. In my opinion, it's gonna reduce prep. It's gonna guide player decisions. It's gonna create content on the fly. Instead of planning 10 encounters, you can plan 10 rumors. And the players will choose the one that matters, and that's effective DMing. So I want to give you. I put together a very short, quick list of rumors. Let's say our players enter Hommlet. Okay, T1 Hommlet, right? So here's my three. Back to my formula, right? 3 true rumors. So that the first 3 rumors I would have is there's, somebody would say there's activity in the moat house. Okay, that's true. In my case, in my campaign, bandits are camped south of Hommlet. That is true. The next one would be rangers of the gnarly forest are patrolling nearby. That is true in my campaign. So here's some that are true but flawed, right? A great wizard lives in the gatehouse, in the moat house. Well, that is semi-true, right? I mean, Lareth the Beautiful's in there. He's not a wizard, so it's flawed, right? And in my campaign, there's an ogre that's eating farmer sheep, right? It's true to the point that it's not an ogre, it was a werewolf, okay? The other one that is true but flawed would be the trader's post is overpriced. That's true. And then the second part of that is, but the owners are trustworthy. Well, those of you guys that have ran Village of Hommlet know that those traders are not trustworthy and they're actually agents or they're just evil. So those are my 3 true and true but flawed, right? 3 and 3. So here's some outdated ones, right? So a rumor could be an army has massed against the Temple of Elemental Evil. Okay, that is super outdated because that would date back to the Battle of Emery Meadows, years before, right? And then, so I'm not going to add another one in here, but here's an entirely false one that I came up with, right? Prince Thrommel has been seen riding late at night in the fields. Completely wrong. Okay, completely wrong. So that's a very quick little way to throw out some rumors. A lot of fun little tidbits. Your players could follow any of those and you could turn that into an adventure, a side quest, or something like that. But anyway, so I hope you guys get the point on that. So putting together that formula 3-3-2-2, that I think is really going to run a long way. I also want to come back and say that if you run out of ideas for rumors, there are so many. I'm looking over my computer over here, and there are so many places. Just Google Dungeons and Dragons rumor tables, and if you go online, and they're all over the place. One in particular that I like to use is donjon.bit bin.sh, which is the Donjon website. There's a section in there under fantasy random generator rumors, and like the very first one that I clicked says owls have been gathering in the monastery of blah blah blah, and you could put that towards your game. Super simple, super easy. The resources are totally online, so you don't have to I like to kind of dig into where my campaign is, but I mean, if you want to come up with some that are way off the wall and make no sense, you can look online and totally find all kinds of great stuff. But anyway, so the resources are limitless out there. So anyway, my final thoughts on using rumors, I think it's super, super important. If you're not using rumors in your game, you're leaving one of the oldest and most powerful tools for a dungeon master at the table. They cost almost nothing. They create a huge amount of choice, and they reward curiosity, and they make your world feel alive. Build a rumor table for your game. Keep it messy and let it lie. 3, 3, 2, 2. Remember that formula, guys. That's really great dungeon mastering, guys, and I think you'll have a lot of success. So, all right, well, you guys, that's it for today on our pursuit of becoming a better dungeon master. I really hope this helped, and if you found this useful, please hit like. It really, really helps. The videos. Please subscribe to my channel. And share it with another dungeon master if you can. Really, really help. Thank you guys for all your support. This has been so much fun. And also too, in the comments below, guys, please talk about your rumor tables, your random rumor tables, and how you use them, or if you don't use them. All right, you guys. Well, as always, keep gaming. Take care, and see you guys all next time. All right. Bye-bye.